So in this video, I am going to screen for relative volume, and today is October 28th, 2024. It's about 2:45 in the afternoon. This is just to give you some stocks that have some institutions are either buying more or selling more than usual. We're going to use 30-day average volume and look at the relative volume for today in comparison. I have about 48 ETFs that I track. We will use those ETFs to screen. We'll go through some of them, at least the top 10. I have them right here in the strength tab. So the first one we're going to look at is FDIG. So that's the Fidelity Crypto Industry and Digital Payments. I'm not going to chart any of these in the description. You have a moving average chart for both the weekly time frame and daily time frame. So I'm just giving you these are just to give you some ideas. And if you want to do further research, you can. So this video is just going to be going through relative volume. And I'll look at the strength tab for each one too, so you can look at the, I'm only looking at the ones in the strength tab that are above the 30-week moving average. And the first table here, they are in ascending order. It's the same ones over here. I just have them in descending order. So the one that's the closest to the 30-week moving average, and then the one furthest away in this table, the one that's the furthest away, and then the closest down. You can see it's the same stocks, just in reverse order. So the first one is Fidelity. The Fidelity Crypto Industry and Digital Payments, and that ranks number 1 right now. And we're ranking this by their 30-week moving average. Whichever ones are the most above their 30-week moving average, the ETFs, I rank them in that direction. That's how I rank them. So Fidelity is the Crypto Industry and Digital Payments is the first one. If we go to the relative volume screen, these are the stocks that are getting relative volume today. I'm looking for ones that are at least over 1, but really over 1.5, and we have quite a bit in here. And most of them are going up. So this looks like an interesting place to start for some investment ideas that have some institutional backing and buying pressure right now. The next one, and I'll go through these right in order. So the next one that we'll look at will be the ARKQ. So that's the ARC Autonomous Technology and Robotics ETF. And relative volume here, we have some interesting ones here at the top. So just go ahead and take a look here. You have some that have some relative volume and they're up. And we're just for real quick, I just want to go through this. The first column here is the share price. Then we have the 30-week moving average, the differential between the share price and the 30-week moving average. This is the percentage above the 30-week moving average. This is the volume for today. This is the 30-day average volume. This is the relative volume. We have the previous close, the open for today, the price versus the previous close, the price versus the open, so whether it's up or down, and then the percentage that it's up and down for the previous close and the open. If we go to the next one, that's going to be the ARKW, and if we look at the relative volume screen, we have some interesting relative volume here, but we also have some that are going down, so that's stuff that institutions may be getting out of for some reason, or they could just be pullbacks, right? If they're real far away from their 30-week moving average, they could also just be pullbacks, so keep that in mind. Do your own research on this stuff. It's just to give you where the institutions are either adding to or taking from. Next one's going to be the ARC FinTech ETF. We go to the relative volume screen. We have some that are, most of these are looking like they're doing pretty well from the previous close. So relative volume, and they're going up. So just take a quick look at those. And I should have took you through the strength tab. So this is just the Palantir is the best performing stock in that sector, SoFi. And SoFi broke out not that long ago. So this is in just recent stage 2 stock, but it's 48% above its 30-week moving average. So, keep that in mind. The next one we have is from the Spider, the XLU Utilities ETF. That ranks out at the 5th one. That ranks 5th. And this is the order of them in strength. So you can take a quick look at that. And then the relative volume screen. We don't have a lot of relative volume here, just XEL, and that is up, but it's real slight. So not too much relative volume in the XLU. The next one is the Motley Fool Midcap Growth ETF. This is public knowledge. So these ETFs, I have no affiliation with the Motley Fool. It's just they have ETFs, and you can take a look at the stocks in their ETFs and track how they're performing. If we look at the relative volume screen, we see we have some stocks with some relative volume up here and how they're performing versus the market, or excuse me, how much they're up today, or from today, the open today and the close yesterday. And then if we want to go ahead and look at the strength, we can see which ones are performing the best and which ones are all these I have only the ones that are above their 30-week moving average. So nothing that's below it for these tables. The financials are the 7th range sector, and today above their 30-week moving average out of the 48 I'm tracking. If we go to the strength, you can go ahead and take a look at the going down here, and I'll just scroll down a little bit so you see this. So this is in ascending order, strongest stock, and then on down to the weakest, all above their 30-week moving average though. And that's it. And then we go ahead and go to the relative volume screen, see if we have any relative volume. And we have quite a few with some relative volume, and they have, and they're going up. So these look interesting, right? And the crypto digital payments was also going up. So it's looking like these fintech stocks are getting institutional money coming into them. So this is looking like an interesting sector, the fintech sector. Next one we'll look at is the consumer discretionary. We'll just go to the strength tab first so you can take a look. This is, you can see all of it right here without me scrolling down. The order and descending and ascending above their 30-week moving average. If we go to the relative volume screen, we have some with some relative volume. Genuine Parts Company, that's up today quite a bit on quite a bit of relative volume. So that's interesting. Just something to take a look at. And then there's a few others, but not up a whole lot. The next one we'll look at is the real estate ETF by the Spiders, the XLRE. You can see that we have stocks with relative volume. We have a few with relative volume. Some are up, but it's not looking too good, the ones with relative volume. The only one that really looks like we have institutional money coming in, and we had this last week too, was Digital Realty Trust. So that's one I would put on my radar. That looks interesting. As far as strength goes, this is how they rank above their 30-week moving average, the two tables. And I'm just going to go through the last ETF here, the Space ETF by ARK. Since that, and you can see these actually just changed. So that was the last ETF. So I'll go through XAR and ARKK. So this changes when the prices change, because the price of the aerospace and defense ETF just must went above the higher up above their 30-week moving average, and now it's ranking above the ARKK ETF. So this is all going to change. And same thing with the this will all these might change because this is live right now. We're in live market. So when the prices change, these numbers will change. So I'll go through both of the ETFs here, the aerospace and the ARK space ETF. So we'll look at both of those and then I'll be done. So now we're looking at the aerospace and defense ETF and the relative volume versus the market. And we got some that we're not getting data for. Sometimes that happens in Google. Give me 1 second. I'm going to close this and then open it back up. Sometimes that helps. And that network. So this is, we got some relative volume and we got stuff going up. Virgin Galactic, Archer Aviation. They're going up quite a bit today. So those are two that really stand out. But they're well below their 30-week moving average, but maybe you want to put them on your radar. Like I said, just information. You can decide what to do. We'll look at the last ETF there, the ARK ETF, the Space ETF, and then we'll be done. So it's 10. I'm looking at the top 10, but you get a bonus one today. So the last one we're looking at here is the ARK Space ETF, and if we look at the strength here, this is the order of them in strength, ascending and then descending order. And then if we go to the relative volume here, we can see we have some real relative volume. DDD, 3D Systems Corporation, has quite a bit of relative volume, and it's up quite a bit. So that's interesting. And it's only 4.67% above its 30-week moving average. So that's a very interesting stock because this could be a breakout possibly. That's how you look for breakouts. I'm guessing this is probably a small company. So that's all I got for you today. I just wanted to give you the relative volume for today. If that's something you like and you want me to do every day, let me know. I only know if you tell me. If it's not worth it, then I understand and I won't do it. Thanks for watching. If that video added value, consider hitting the like and subscribe button. Thanks again.